Now, Twitter's first day as a public company has ended on a high. Shares in the microblogging site nearly doubled in value on its first day of trading on the New York Stock Exchange. While stocks initially priced at $26 were valued at $44.90 a share by the close. And that's despite the fact that Twitter has never made a profit. Let's talk to Larry Magid, technology analyst for CBS News. He's there live for us from Washington. Larry, why did Twitter soar, whereas when we watched Facebook, it tanked terribly?
Well, it's hard to really predict what the market will do, and sometimes just as hard to explain what the market did do. But I think in the case of Twitter, it's about the promise. It's about this fact that this company that, as you pointed out, has yet to make a profit could become very profitable. And so people were able to vision Twitter with more users and more advertising and more revenue. And I think that the market just said, okay, this could be a big deal going forward. But let's face it, investing in the stock market is always somewhat of a gamble. It's never a sure thing. But investors today seem to be very bullish to think that this is going to really bring in some serious money. But Twitter has a lot of work to do to get the kind of revenue to justify the, $31 billion valuation.
Well, the US Regulator of Securities and Exchange Commission actually warned that, be wary of something like this because it may not pay up in the future, even though there's so much excitement at the moment. It's just difficult to comprehend, especially a company that's not made a profit, to go at such a price.
Well, I think, I lived through the 2000 bust where these companies went public and had very good IPOs and then went down in some cases to zero. So I have seen some pretty bad situations that started out very good. On the other hand, we saw Google start out at $85 a share, and I can't remember what it is today, but it's many, many times that. And so there have been some very positive situations. I think also the fact that even though Facebook got off to a very bad start, ultimately it recovered. And Facebook is now worth more than it was the day that it went public when it went down. So I think that that's something that people look at and say, well, there's a long-term possibility here. But, as a technologist, I can tell you that Twitter is well run. They've got a great product. They've got loyal users. I can't say that they will never start to falter, but I do think that they're going to do well. I think they'll probably wind up acquiring other companies and diversifying their offerings. But there's no way I can tell you what the stock's going to be a year from now. But one thing I can say is that they've got to start bringing in profits and more revenue for the investors to not only justify today's price, but to hang in there and stick with it.
Okay, Larry Magid, shame you don't have a crystal ball, but Larry Magid, thanks for sharing your expertise from CBS News.